Hi, I'm Linda. Let's talk about a budget category that feels essential, but can secretly sabotage your financial goals faster than almost any other. I'm talking about entertainment. The dinners out, the movie tickets, the concert admissions, the endless streaming subscriptions. It's the budget line item that we often label as fun, and because of that, we give it a pass. We tell ourselves we deserve it, that we work hard and need to unwind. And while that's true, what we often don't realise is how much this fun is actually costing us. For a long time, my husband and I had an entertainment budget of $300 a month. It didn't feel extravagant. A couple of dinners out, a movie here and there, a few streaming services, it seemed pretty standard. In fact, according to the Bureau of Labor statistics, the average American household spends about $303 a month on entertainment. So we were right on the average. And for years, I never questioned it. It was just part of our lifestyle. But then we decided to get serious about a major financial goal, paying off our mortgage early. I went through our budget with a fine-tooth comb, just like I would for one of my corporate clients, looking for any inefficiency, any place where our money wasn't giving us the maximum return. And that $300 entertainment line item stood out like a sore thumb. When I calculated it out, it was $3,600 a year. Over the next 10 years, that would be $36,000. And if we had invested that money instead, it would be significantly more. Suddenly, that fun money didn't seem so fun anymore. It seemed like a massive obstacle standing between us and financial freedom. So we made a radical decision. We decided to cut our entertainment budget to zero for 6 months. Not to deprive ourselves, but to challenge ourselves. We wanted to see if we could find ways to have just as much, if not more, fun without spending any money. It was an experiment. I treated it like a financial case. I tracked our happiness levels, our social connections, and our overall quality of life. The results were absolutely shocking. Not only did we save that $300 every single month, but we actually felt more connected as a couple, more engaged with our community, and healthier than we had in years. We discovered that the most memorable experiences often have nothing to do with how much money you spend. Today, I'm going to share the 15 free activities that completely replaced our $300 a month entertainment budget. These are the exact strategies we used to reclaim $3,600 a year while actually improving our quality of life. This isn't about deprivation. This is about optimization. It's about finding better, smarter, and more fulfilling ways to have fun. So let's get into it. First, and this became the absolute cornerstone of our new entertainment philosophy, we rediscovered our local library. This is trick number 1. I know what you might be thinking. The library is just a dusty old building with books. But if that's your perception, you haven't been to a library recently. Modern libraries are vibrant community hubs that offer an incredible wealth of free entertainment. Of course, there are the books. Instead of buying new books, which can cost $20 a piece, we started borrowing them. But it goes so much deeper than that. Our library has a massive collection of movies and TV shows on DVD and Blu-ray. We cancelled 3 of our streaming services, which were costing us about $45 a month, and started borrowing movies from the library instead. The selection was huge and it was completely free. But the real game changer was discovering our library's Museum Pass program. Many public libraries across the country have partnerships with local museums, zoos, and cultural institutions that allow you to check out a pass that grants you free admission. We use this to visit our city's art museum, the science centre, and even the botanical gardens, all for free. A single family visit to the science centre would have cost us over $60. The library gave it to us for nothing. It became our gateway to the cultural life of our city, and it didn't cost us a single penny. Beyond the passes, our library offered free workshops on everything from resume writing to container gardening. They hosted author talks and film screenings. It's a community centre disguised as a book repository, and it's one of the most underutilised free resources in almost every town. Trick number 2 was to embrace the great outdoors by becoming hikers. We live in an area with a number of state parks and nature preserves within a short drive. We'd always talked about going, but we were usually too busy or we'd opt for a movie instead. Once we committed to free entertainment, we made hiking our new weekend ritual. We bought a good pair of used hiking boots online and downloaded a free trail app. The benefits were immediate and profound. Physically, hiking is an incredible workout. According to the National Park Service, it builds strength in your core and legs, improves your cardiovascular health, and can help you maintain a healthy weight. But the mental health benefits were even more surprising. Research from Stanford University has shown that spending time in nature can reduce stress, calm anxiety, and lower the risk of depression. We found that our weekend hikes were like a reset button for our minds. We would talk more, we would disconnect from our phones, and we would come home feeling refreshed and energized in a way that a 2-hour movie never could. The cost was zero, but the return on our physical and mental well-being was immeasurable. This concept, sometimes called forest bathing or ecotherapy, is backed by extensive research. It's the simple act of being calm and quiet amongst the trees, observing nature around you while breathing deeply. It can lower your heart rate, reduce stress hormones, and boost your immune system. We didn't need a spa day or an expensive vacation. We just needed a few hours on a quiet trail. Trick number 3 was to institute a weekly board game night. We had a collection of board games gathering dust in a closet. We pulled them out and made a rule. Every Friday night, we would turn off the TV, put away our phones, and play a game. This simple ritual had a huge impact on our family. Research has shown that playing board games together as a family can lead to more effective and open communication. It teaches skills like cooperation, turn-taking, and strategic thinking. But more than that, it creates a dedicated space for connection and laughter. Instead of passively watching a screen, we were actively engaging with each other. We were strategizing, competing, and creating shared memories. It replaced our typical Friday night routine of ordering takeout and watching a movie, which would often cost us $40 or $50. The board games cost nothing, but the quality time was priceless. It also sharpened our minds. Many modern board games are complex puzzles that require long-term strategy, resource management, and negotiation. It's a mental workout that feels like play. We found ourselves getting more competitive, more strategic, and laughing harder than we had in years. Trick number 4 was to master the art of the picnic. Instead of going out to a restaurant for lunch on a Saturday, we would pack a lunch and take it to a local park. We would bring a blanket, some sandwiches, and a thermos of iced tea. It sounds simple, but it completely changed the experience of a meal. Instead of being in a crowded, noisy restaurant, we were outside in the fresh air. We could take our time, people watch, and enjoy the scenery. It turned a simple meal into a mini adventure, and the cost savings were enormous. A typical lunch out for two could easily cost $30 to $40. A picnic lunch with food we already had at home cost virtually nothing. We started exploring different parks in our area, turning our picnic lunches into a way to discover new places in our own city. The preparation became part of the fun, a ritual of creating something together to be enjoyed later. Trick number 5 was to become hunters of free local events. Almost every town and city has a calendar of free community events, but most of us never look for it. We started actively seeking them out. We found free outdoor concerts in the park during the summer, free art walks where local galleries would open their doors to the public, and free seasonal festivals. We went to a free Shakespeare in the Park performance that was just as good as a professional production we had paid $80 a ticket for a few years earlier. We discovered that our community was offering a huge amount of free, high-quality entertainment, and all we had to do was show up. We subscribed to our city's events newsletter and checked it every week. It became our go-to source for planning our weekends. Trick number 6 was to discover the world of geocaching. If you've never heard of it, geocaching is essentially a real-world outdoor treasure hunting game using GPS-enabled devices. You use a free app on your phone to navigate to a specific set of GPS coordinates and then attempt to find the geocache or container hidden at that location. It's an incredibly fun and engaging way to explore new areas, whether it's a local park or a new city you're visiting. It turns a simple walk into a mission. We found that it was a great activity to do with friends or visiting family. It's active, it's mentally stimulating, and it's completely free. Many caches contain a logbook to sign and small trinkets for trade. The rule is if you take a trinket, you leave something of equal or greater value. It adds another layer of fun, especially for kids who get a tangible reward for their discovery. Trick number 7 was to look up. We started getting into amateur astronomy. You don't need an expensive telescope to start. All you need is a clear night, a blanket, and a free stargazing app on your phone. These apps use your phone's GPS and compass to identify the stars, constellations, and planets you're looking at in real time. We would drive a short distance out of the city to escape the worst of the light pollution, lay out a blanket, and just look at the night sky. It's a humbling and awe-inspiring experience. We learned to identify constellations, we watched meteor showers, and we saw the International Space Station fly overhead. It's a universe of free entertainment, literally, right above your head. We learned to spot Jupiter and Saturn. We traced the path of the Big Dipper to find the North Star, and we felt a profound sense of connection to the vastness of the universe. It puts your daily worries into perspective very quickly. Trick number 8 was to use our bikes. We had 2 decent bikes in our garage that we rarely used. We started going for regular bike rides on local trails. It was another way to get exercise and explore our area for free. We found a beautiful trail that ran along a river, and it became our favourite route. It was a great way to spend a Saturday morning, and it replaced our old habit of going to a pricey brunch. The health benefits of cycling are well documented, and after the initial investment in a bike, it's a completely free form of both transportation and recreation. And it's also environmentally friendly. We started using our bikes for short errands, saving money on gas and reducing our carbon footprint at the same time. Trick number 9 was to start a small container garden on our patio. We got some free seeds from a seed swap event at our local library and used some old pots we had in the garage. We started with some simple herbs and lettuce. The process of planting the seeds, watching them grow and then harvesting our own food was incredibly rewarding. It's a hobby that connects you to your food and to the cycles of nature. There's a certain mindfulness to it, a quiet focus on the soil and the plants that is very meditative. And while it's not a completely free hobby, if you get really into it, you can start for virtually nothing. Plus, it has the added benefit of providing you with fresh organic produce, which can actually save you money on your grocery bill. Trick number 10 was to find a cause we cared about and volunteer. We started volunteering once a month at our local animal shelter. It was a way to give back to our community, but it also provided us with a huge amount of personal fulfillment. We got to play with puppies and kittens. We met other people who were passionate about the same things we were, and we felt like we were making a real difference. Volunteering, it's a powerful way to build social connections and find a sense of purpose, and it's a completely free way to spend your time. The connections we made with other volunteers were genuine, built on a shared passion rather than a shared expense. Trick number 11 was to invest in our own skills by taking free online courses. The internet is overflowing with free, high-quality educational content. Websites like Coursera and Khan Academy offer free courses on thousands of topics, from computer programming to art history. I took a free course on digital photography and learned how to use my camera more effectively. My husband took a course on creative writing. We were learning new skills and expanding our minds, and it didn't cost us a thing. This replaced our old habit of buying expensive non-fiction books that we would often only read once. The act of learning became the entertainment itself, a way to grow as individuals without spending a dime. Trick number 12 was to organise potluck dinners with our friends. Instead of meeting a group of friends at a restaurant where a dinner for 6 could easily cost over $200, we started hosting potlucks. Each couple would bring a dish to share. It was far more relaxed and intimate than a restaurant. We could talk without shouting over background noise, and we could take our time and really enjoy each other's company. It's a classic for a reason. It's a way to socialise and share a great meal for a fraction of the cost of eating out. We also got to try a huge variety of new foods and collect new recipes from our friends. It was a culinary adventure in our own dining room. Trick number 13 was to become a tourist in our own town. We made a list of all the local landmarks, historical sites, and interesting neighbourhoods that we had never visited. We would pick one each month and go explore it on foot. We discovered beautiful architecture, hidden parks, and fascinating local history that we had been driving past for years without ever noticing. It gave us a new appreciation for the place we lived, and it was a completely free way to spend an afternoon. We found a beautiful old church with stained glass windows we'd never seen, and a small family-owned bookstore that had been there for 50 years. It deepened our sense of belonging to our community. Trick number 14 was to get into nature photography. Using the skills I learned from my free online course, I started taking my camera with me on our hikes. I started paying more attention to the details of the natural world, the way the light filtered through the trees, the patterns on a leaf, the birds and insects we would encounter. It turned our hikes into a creative outlet. It's a hobby that forces you to be present and to see the beauty in the world around you. It induces a state of flow where you become so absorbed in the activity that you lose track of time. And with a digital camera, the only cost is the initial investment in the equipment. Finally, trick number 15 was to create our own home gym. We cancelled our gym membership, which was costing us $40 a month, and started using free fitness videos on YouTube. There is an incredible amount of high-quality, free workout content available, from yoga and Pilates to high-intensity interval training. We found a few channels that we really liked, and we would do a workout together in our living room a few times a week. We saved $480 a year, and we were just as fit and healthy as when we were going to the gym. We also saved on travel time and the mental energy of having to pack a gym bag and commute. The convenience made it much easier to be consistent with our fitness goals. So let's look at the numbers. We cut $45 a month in streaming services and replaced them with the library. We cut a $40 a month gym membership and replaced it with hiking and free online workouts. We cut at least $150 a month in restaurant meals and replaced them with picnics and potlucks. And we cut another $60 a month in movie tickets and other paid admissions and replaced them with free community events, board games and museum passes from the library. That's a total of $295 a month right there. And that doesn't even account for the impulse buys and other small expenses that often come with paid entertainment. This experiment, which started as a 6-month challenge, has become our new normal. We didn't go back to our old ways because we found that the free alternatives were not just cheaper, they were better. They were more engaging, more connecting, and more fulfilling. We replaced passive consumption with active creation and exploration. We replaced expensive, fleeting thrills with deep, lasting satisfaction. So I challenge you to try it. Pick a few of these ideas and see if you can cut your own entertainment budget. You might be surprised at how much you gain when you stop spending. What's your favourite free activity? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to get some new ideas. I'll see you in the next one.